All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Health Movement Podcast. I'm Derek, your host. I'm a teacher of over 20 years and a certified personal trainer. And this is a new type of episode today. But before I introduce all the guests looking at me right now, none of us are doctors, or I don't think any of us are doctors, but we're not giving any medical advice on the show. So before you go beginning new programming or changing your diet, please consult with your physician. All right, so in front of me, I have Greg Root, Seth Popinchalk, Heather Forchilli, and Jen Schneider, all who are members of the November Project, which I did research on. I have some information, but I don't want to butcher it because this is definitely something that you guys have been a big part of, and I want to give you guys a chance to kind of explain it. So, Greg, do you want to take the reins and tell the listeners about the November Project?
Sure. So November Project was born 13 years ago. It was the idea of two young guys, Brogan and Bojan, and they were Boston University rowers. And they started this project where they wanted to involve the community. They wanted it to be free. They wanted to give people types of healthy fitness activities to do. And so it grew from Boston to several other cities. And now it's actually in 52 cities around the world. It's in Sydney, Australia, and Serbia, and Reykjavik, Iceland, and Malaysia, and tons of places in Canada and the United States.
I think I saw London and Hong Kong too, and
everywhere.
Yeah.
And so we meet every week on Wednesday morning, and each city kind of picks their own time, and each city designs their own workouts, and they all are under an hour, and then they try to make it fun, try to make it interesting. And so over those 13 years, Worcester didn't have a November Project until 3 years later. So we are turning 10 this year. And they list the cities on our website by the order in which we joined. And so we're city number 21. We got started when a local young man, Sam Canary, wanted to get his friends and his family involved in fitness. And so he went to Holy Cross College and asked if it was possible for us to use their stadium, Fit and Field. And so they agreed, they worked out an arrangement. And so now through spring, summer, and fall, we work out in the Fit and Field Stadium, climb the stadium. We also do some fun stuff before and after. And then in the wintertime, when it's really not safe to be in the stadium, we work out behind Worcester City Hall on Worcester Common, and we do a HIIT style workout in the wintertime. So that's kind of the thumbnail sketch of it.
So this is year round.
Yes. So the number one question that we get is, why is it called November Project? Why are you working out in May? Do you just work out in November? And so the reason why it's called November Project is because Brogan and Bojan had finished their rowing season, and it was getting darker earlier at night, that it was getting colder, they had less motivation to work out. Mom was making Thanksgiving dinner, and they were starting to get out of shape. And so they each talked to each other like, I'm getting out of shape. I'm not ready to row right now. Are you out of shape? Yeah, we're both out of shape. So they decided to create an organization and a movement, a project that would counteract what was coming in every November. So they called it November Project because it's this thing to work against the things that want to make us unhealthy and towards the things that make us healthy.
I love that. So when did the rest of you join? Seth, when did you hop into the November Project?
I was invited to join the November Project over COVID. I think it was like probably 2021, or maybe it was the end of 2020. friend of mine just said, "Hey, you work out. Why don't you come with us and we're gonna go do a workout." My first workout was actually on a day that it was freezing outside. It was in the middle of the winter, and my workout, we actually worked out on the second level underground in a parking garage downtown Worcester. It was a great workout, and it was my first experience with November Project.
That's awesome. Jen, how about you?
I think the first time I came to November Project was in 2022, and it was at Fit and Field at Holy Cross University. I had heard about it through my gym and just decided to try it out one Wednesday morning. And then I don't think I came back for another year for like whatever reason. I just kept going to my usual gym like on Wednesday mornings. But then something brought me back. I'm not sure what it was. I kept it in my calendar, like so that I would remember that it happens every Wednesday. And then I just finally went again. And then I remember just not stopping since like 2023. I just like kept going even through the winter when, like Greg was describing, it moves to the Worcester Common behind City Hall and it's really cold outside.
Yeah, for those people who are listening who aren't from New England, winters in New England, it's not an outdoor activity, generally speaking. So if you're taking part in this, that says something about your commitment and just how tough you are that you're braving the weather. And I feel like you guys don't really miss a beat, right? You
No, and this year we actually partnered with Sneakerama, who does a Winter Warrior Challenge where they do 5Ks every Thursday. And so if you do 6 of 8 in January and February, you get a special hoodie. Well, we added that if you come to 4 out of 8 of our workouts, you'll get a special Winter Warrior tag that we spray paint on your shirt. So we were able to give a lot of those out. A little extra incentive to work out this winter. Is great.
Those little swag things are huge. It gets people going back, and I love it. And Heather, you kind of run the show with Greg, right?
Yep. Greg and I are co-leaders. So I joined about 7 years ago, and was very, would show up at maybe a little after the bounce, which is at 6:20. I'd roll in around 6:25, do the stadium, and I was in it but not fully in it. And then 2 years ago, I actually added the Wednesday into like a training plan for an ultra marathon that I was training for. And I was like, all right, I have to go every Wednesday. It's in the training plan. And then I joined the social committee and we started doing some social events and became like super committed. So it was like every Wednesday, every Friday when we run hills, I came to everything. So then last year, Jesse, the previous co-leader, and Greg came to me and they asked me if I wanted to co-lead, if I'd be interested.
Wow.
And I was kind of terrified. I was like, I've been to 2 5:20 sessions. Like, I don't know if I can get up that early. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'm in. And I have been doing it a little over a year in April. So, yep, about 13 months now. And I am up at 4:15 every Wednesday, and I'm always excited. And now I love to show up.
I will say I went down for one trip, and I'm going back. I promise you guys, I'm coming. It was a blast. It was one of the hardest workouts, but the community aspect of it was definitely the best part. I mean, heck, all four of you agreed to jump on the show because you're so passionate about this. And it's just, it doesn't matter your speed. It doesn't matter your level. It just matters that you're out there giving it everything you got. And nobody cares who's first or last or anything like that. It's just, everyone's happy to see people doing well, which is, I'm assuming here, but that was the goal. I would assume was part of it when you guys.
That's definitely a big part of it for me. I mean, the community, the opportunity to see other people, that's what gets me going with workouts. Like, I am not one to just go out and grind away in the gym or like, I'm happy to do some long workouts by myself, but like being with other people, having some kind of, community activity, that is to me the big motivation. And it's actually amazing because Worcester's it's a big city, but it's also a small community. And you start meeting people who are, from your neighborhood or from other parts of the city, and you start running into each other in other places. And that's actually one of the joys of being a part of the community, that, you recognize each other and see who you know whenever you're out.
And I think it takes a special kind of crazy to commit to getting up for 5:20 every morning, especially in the New England winters there. But how many people? I assume the numbers are smaller during the winter, but how big does it get during the summer, nice weather days?
So we always love to see big crowds. We want to reach a lot of people, and you're right, it really does slim down in the wintertime. We like to say we are weatherproof, and so we go out in any weather so long as it's safe. But getting people to come out when it's 15 degrees is hard, and so in the wintertime, if you add both our early and our later session, in the wintertime we'll have maybe 20 or so people, but in the summertime it really balloons. People love that stadium challenge. They are drawn to it. It's not something that you can get in a gym. It's not something that you can get with a HIIT class. It really is different. And they may do those things. Other times in the week, that like I do a HIIT class, and so then on Wednesdays we do this thing that is a really unique challenge. In the summertime, when it's really nice weather and school's out, and people are not quite on summer vacations yet, we will get anywhere from 60 to 80 people at both workouts. Yeah,
that's insane.
So we hate it when people have trouble finding parking, but we like it because we're getting new people, new fresh faces, and seeing old friends, and we also like when people come to the workout and they say, "Oh, I didn't know you came here." Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that you would be a new athlete here. So.
So in Seth, I see your shirt, and Heather, I know you have a similar one on.
Yeah.
And Jen, you've got yours too?
Yeah.
Greg, come on, Greg.
Greg.
Seth's showing off now with the second one. If you guys
I must have one somewhere.
Oh my God. Seth brought out a third now. If you guys are just listening on Spotify, hop over to the YouTube channel. You can see Seth's wardrobe here. He's got a ton of them. So what happens with the shirt there? Because that's a kind of a cool thing to be sporting.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
The first Wednesday of every month, we have a PR day, which is, your personal record day where you try to do a little bit more than you did the week or the month before. But we also do shirt tagging. So we have the November Project, and then I'll show you our city's icon is a smiley face. Every city has their own. So we tag shirts every PR day. This month in June, we do a special pride tag, which I think Seth had one of those shirts.
Oh, yeah. Here's the pride tag.
There we go.
Oh,
the latest one from last year.
All right.
So do you just bring your T-shirt with you and you guys tag them there? Do you take them home and then bring them the next time? How's that work?
Yep. So I tag them on site during PR day, but I have had people ask me to take the shirt home and tag them if they have a special race or if they're going on vacation and they want to bring a shirt or something. I tag it on demand for them.
That's great. Now you said Worcester's logo is the smiley face.
Yep.
I know Heather and Greg, you guys have been to different cities in embarked on some other November projects. Where else have you guys been? And Jen and Seth, if you guys have been other places too, please pipe up. I want to hear all this stuff.
Yeah,
we all went to the same place once, but yeah.
Oh, Jen, tell me about that.
Oh, I went on my first other November Project trip in January with all three of the other people here from November Project to Buffalo. And we all caravanned in different cars, road tripping there.
Buffalo
together.
In January?
Yeah.
We went to Buffalo. This is actually the tag that we got there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I think mine
awesome.
has that too on the back.
Uh,
Yeah.
That is a icon of a buffalo in a snow globe of, like a globe with a little snow inside.
Oh, that's
It was actually, we
perfect.
went there for a weekend. It was such an experience. And yeah, that was one of the, that's how I got to know Jen a lot better, and
Yeah.
Heather and Greg as well, and one of the things about these big regional events is this opportunity to connect with people from other cities. I mean, there was people from all over Canada, all over the US, I met some folks from Chicago, from New York.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of where else, like DC. So lots of different places.
That's great. So I got just a little background in the show. My buddy Tim, who is no longer on the show anymore, he became a firefighter EMT, so his schedule changed a little bit. But he was actually the one of the athletic trainers for Holy Cross basketball. And we were talking, we're in an old man softball league together, and we're watching our friends try to run down the first baseline, hoping they don't pull a hamstring, and they don't do anything in the off season, or a lot of them. So, and as a teacher, I've noticed some of the health level of the children isn't always what you want to see, and the activity levels go down when the video games go up and TV and everything else. So it was more to show people different ways to stay healthy. Just find something you like, find people you like to be around. The November Project embodies what I was hoping to find through this process. So the fact that you guys are on here, I can't thank you all enough for taking the time. This is such an awesome community that I feel like everybody should at least experience if you have any desire for fitness or health or community, anything like that. It really is an amazing thing that you guys have going on here.
Thank you. Yeah, all are welcome. Our motto is really hashtag just show up. Come as you are. The stadium is intimidating to some people. It is a tough workout, but there's a lot of different options. You can either like run up the bleachers and down the stairs. You can just go up and down the stairs. Or Greg and I, we always have an alternate workout in our back pocket. Or if the weather's bad and the stadium's not safe, like we usually come up with some fun like circuit or HIIT workout underneath the stadium. So for people who are afraid to do the stadium or want to work up to it, we have options for you too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I would just jump in to say that, like building on what Heather's saying, it is all self-paced. We like to start as a group, but then people go their own speeds, and the people that show up on Wednesdays are supportive of everybody. It's not competitive. It's not one-upping, or we're not cliquey. It's really just a lot of people that like being active and they like seeing each other. All the people are very nice, so it's almost impossible to have a bad time there. And so we do a lot of things to support each other, but also have fun. So if Heather and I are not having fun, then other people aren't having fun. So that's something that we focus on, like you were saying, Derek, that part of fitness is having fun doing it. That's going to keep you coming back.
If you don't like it, you're not going to keep doing it at all.
Yeah. I will say also that, show up. There's going to be people who are younger than you. There's going to be people who are older than you. There's going to be people who, look different. They're going to have different levels of, of capability. And I think that message that, it's everybody just going at their own pace, figuring out what works for them. I mean, that's kind of the hardest thing to remind people, especially if they're coming from other fitness environments where it's competitive, or if they're, if they've had experience like that in the past. My parents actually came to November Project, a year ago or 2 years ago, and they've been talking about coming back. Unfortunately, my dad, he just got a knee replacement, so we got to get him back into the fitness, but he's almost ready to come back for us.
So you guys do 5:20, 6:20 on Wednesday mornings at the stadium, and then what's Friday? Friday's different.
Yep, Friday we run hills at Green Hill Park at 6 a.m. So a lot less formal. There's no bounce or burnout. We just show up and run the hill. And then on the last Friday of every month, we grab breakfast.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Once summer hits and I don't have to go into school, they'll definitely be on the agenda there.
I was going to say too that one of the most fun parts for me, I think one of the things that actually really kept me coming to November Project was that after the 6:20 a.m. workouts on Wednesdays, we always all go out for coffee and tea and pastries and such afterwards. And I really enjoy that because I love just getting to know people more and just lingering over coffee for a long time and chit-chatting about all sorts of stuff. So that's
Yeah,
a big part of it for me.
yeah. Oh, sorry, Jen. So that is something that we haven't really touched on. We like to do other social things. Sometimes they're related to fitness, sometimes not. We've got ballroom dancing coming up as a fun social. We have done stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking as a social. And so making it, we also like to do those at more convenient times, maybe a weekend afternoon or something, because not everybody can show up first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So we like to do every once in a while have a social event like Jen's talking about. Some people really want to come for the hardcore workout and nothing else, and some people are less athletically driven, but they really enjoy seeing their friends and they want to have some working out and some social time.
And Greg and I like to have a ton of fun because, like he said, like if we're not having fun, nobody else is having fun. And we really like to like dress up and have themes. So last year we definitely went all out a couple of times. But my favorite was we brought the Museum of Bad Art to the stadium. So we had the Stadium of Bad Art, and I got to dress up like Frida Kahlo, and Greg was Andy Warhol.
Nice.
And it was so much fun. It was hilarious.
Did you guys do stuff for Halloween too?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We were Mario and Luigi for Halloween.
Derek, I can tell you that some of my most embarrassing moments as an adult have been dressing up, doing things. Heather will call me and say, "Hey, how would you like to do this?" And I'm like, "Well, I'll do it because you asked me, and I'm sure it's going to be fun."
Oh, that's great that you said yes that first time. So now she knows she can call you for anything, and you'll probably say yes for the group.
I actually dressed up one time with Jesse as co-leader as the baby New Year, and that was the most embarrassing thing. But I have a bald head, so I'm like a newborn baby.
Oh, that is great. I'm assuming pictures are floating around somewhere of this.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta go check out November Project Worcester on Instagram.
Okay.
You'll find all the pictures.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that. I will have to throw some in my stories just to make sure everybody sees them there. Are there other, like you were talking about the relationships, and there's so many studies done that show overall health is also affected by your social connections. Are there specific people you've met that you're super close with now? And I can even see, you guys all went to Buffalo together. That's not just like a coffee trip. That's a serious road trip there. There's certain connections that you guys have made that have stayed with you this time?
Yes, absolutely.
I would say some of my best friends are November Project people. This is a true statement. I have never met a November Project person that I disliked. I think it attracts people who enjoy being with people who are giving and caring people, and they're outdoor, active people who like some challenge. So that fits really well with me. Really good friends.
Yeah, likewise. And we also have an NP Worcester social Facebook group. So like if you're going for a bike ride, you can say like, "Hey, I'm going for a bike ride. Anybody want to join me?" And usually you can get some people to go with you.
Oh, that's a good reminder. I've been doing a sunrise hike of Mount Wachusett once in a while, and I think I should pull that together for this next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. By the way, I did find the picture of
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. That did not take you long, Seth. I like that.
No,
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you for sharing.
Awesome. That's Frida Kahlo.
Yeah, it's such good stuff.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's the Andy Warhol one. Yeah, that's so cool.
That's
great.
great.
I love it.
That's great.
So So this is the kind of way it works is that, we meet Wednesday mornings and Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm texting Heather saying, do you have a wig I can use?
The answer is always yes.
Always, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Why, yes.
Heather has wigs.
I do.
You got to know that person you can rely on to reach out to. And like, all right, they have them. I know they have it.
Yeah.
What if somebody's feeling nervous about this? And I know you guys, just listening and talking to you, you're four of the most welcoming people I've ever met. How do you get people to get going if they're like, I don't know, if they're nervous or maybe they've got a little social anxiety or something like that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'll throw out an idea. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'll just throw out an idea that, bring a friend. You can always bring somebody with you. That's how I started. Is I was invited by a friend of mine, and we've gotten into this habit of carpooling. So it's an additional accountability to have a carpool of people coming to your house to pick you up.
You can't say no then.
Exactly. You can't say no then. And it's funny because last week, somehow I slept through my alarm and they were calling me and I missed their phone call, but I ended up getting up and driving myself over. But like that kind of accountability is something I need because there's days when it's hard, and it helps to have other people expecting you there.
Now, I don't know if, oh, sorry, Jen, were you going to add?
No, I mean, I was just going to say, I'm actually somebody that has a lot of social anxiety. And I think that's one of the things that really drew me back again and again to November Project is that it was so not clicky in my interpretation. I did not see it as clicky at all. I felt like people were really welcoming and really wanted to get to know me and ask me a lot of questions about me, like both at November Project and at, coffee and tea afterwards and such. And that really helped me open up a lot, I think, to all of these new people. And I think also having people at so many different fitness levels, like people are just like the whole range of the spectrum of fitness levels and such, that really helped me a lot to not feel intimidated by the super, super athletic people that I feared I might, be running the stadium with.
That's
It wasn't
awesome.
all like that.
And one thing,
just one more thing I would add on is that we have a community of co-leaders, of course, and we have communication where we can share ideas and share workout ideas. And so there is a little bit of training that goes into it. And one of the things that we concentrate on, and we're given some, shared information from the other leaders, is how to structure a workout so that there's not a person who's maybe a like super strong upper body, but may not be the fastest runner. So we do concentrate on setting up workouts so that people are feeling included, and we don't have the just fast people and slow people. We try to make it so that we're designing the workout that will mix those strengths and weaknesses. And so people are not uncomfortable feeling like they're not good enough.
One thing I really liked about when I went is it was a time. It wasn't like you have to get this far in order to succeed. It's like you have to keep going. If you need to take a break, and then get back into it. And it was just it was encouraging. I don't even know the people I was running with, and it's exhausting, and it was just nice to have somebody with you. And I wish I remembered the woman's name, but the bell rang, and we were maybe a third of the way up the stairs, and we look at each other like, "All right, you want to finish this?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then we just kind of booked it up together and came back down. But like you said, the community is incredible. What if? And I don't know if you guys know the answer to this. What if somebody's listening and it's not in their city? What would be the steps to start the November Project by them? Do you guys know that?
One suggestion would be to first check out the November Project main website. There is a worldwide November Project. I have a list of all the great cities, and there is a www November Project. So you can join virtually. There are workouts that are online every week. But you'd be surprised. There's so many amazing cities all over the world, and you might be able to visit one and find out when their workout is. Reach out to the leaders of that city through Facebook or through Instagram, and I recommend checking it out. But yeah, I don't know, other ideas.
You want to go, Heather?
Yeah, I was just going to say that you are right. There's November Project WWW, which they host virtual workouts. So if there's not one by you. But currently, they're not accepting applications for new cities. Right now, we actually transitioned to a volunteer board. And so we're just really focusing on the 52 cities that we have right now. So virtual would probably be the best option if there's not one near you.
I would just add to what Heather's saying, that at some point in the future that probably will change, and so the way that it has grown in the past and will grow again at some point is through a pledging process. So basically, someone contacts November Project through the november-project.com website and says that they have an interest in creating a new city, and so then they have to demonstrate over a period of time that they have a critical mass of people that want to continually come out and do the workout. So hopefully we'll get back to that pledging process.
But one of my favorite things to do, things to do when I'm traveling is I'll travel to places that have a November Project, or like I always try to, seek them out. So I've gone to the one in Austin, Texas. I've been to the one in Chicago. When I was in Montreal, I took my friend there for his birthday, and I happened to look it up on a Tuesday night and found out that I was a block away from where the Montreal group worked out. So I was like, I gotta go,
Yeah.
So I got up and went down there and went to the workout, and they gave me their special tag, and went out for coffee for them, and then they told me all the great things to do in the city while I was there. So it was fantastic.
That's an instant friendship too. Like you guys were saying, that the crew that goes and does this it's a special type of person that you instantly connect, especially if you're wearing your November Project shirt and you've got the Worcester tag, you've got the other ones, and Seth brings like 6 different shirts with him everywhere he goes, so he's always going to be there.
So the other guys probably have some stories on this. I have a couple. So yeah, you wear your November Project shirt or buffs. We have buffs that have the logo.
I have that.
Yeah, and so 2 times I bumped into people in different cities. One was walking up a bike ramp to a bridge in New York City, and I had something on. This other guy had something on, and was like, "Hey, are you November Project?" Like, "Yeah, I'm Worcester." So like a little 2-minute conversation. And then another time I was doing this pentathlon on Mount Washington in the Whites. And we had to ski up Tuckerman Ravine, hike up, ski down Tuckerman Ravine. And I had to go through this avalanche gear check station and show that I had the right gear. And so there was someone standing there as part of the people doing the checking and said, "Oh, are you November Project? I was wearing the buff." "Oh, it's during COVID. We had to wear these buffs whenever we were around people." And so on the top of Mount Washington, someone recognized me. It was fun.
That's good. That's good. Any of you guys have any other crazy stories of running into November Project people?
I definitely am. I'm always thirsty for like those interactions, those opportunities to run into people. And I've worn my November Project shirt when I go and do a Ragnar, or these multi-day relay race events. And I'll show up with, there'll be hundreds of people. It's like going out to a massive event with, big fitness event. And I'll find other people who do November Project. And I'll be like, "Oh, where are you from? Who do you know? Do you know this person?" And it's amazing how many times we have people that we know in common. People I've run into, that work out in Boston, or people that worked out down in Providence, or, DC.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, one of the coolest stories, it wasn't actually me, but one of our members went to Singapore and ran into somebody who met me in Indianapolis.
Wow.
So I went to an event. Summit was it's an annual event where a bunch of all the cities are invited. So it was in Indianapolis last year, and so I met this person. Then he met one of our people in Singapore while hiking, and then took a selfie and sent it to me.
How often are these like multi-city events where they invite people, or do you guys just decide like, hey, we're going to go this weekend?
No, there's a couple of them that are regional. So there's Snow Globe, which is kind of like the northeast region. There's No Coast, which was in Columbus last month, or I don't remember. Was it April, Jen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In April.
And-
So that was in Columbus, and that was a lot of fun. And then Summit is, the big event, and that is actually next weekend in Edmonton. And Jen is going to represent Worcester there.
Oh, nice.
I'll be the lone Worcester person, but there are at
No,
least two
Jessie
people
too.
coming. Oh,
Jen
yeah,
and
Jessie.
Jessie.
Oh, that's right. Our former co-leader. Yeah. She's coming too. And then at least two people from NP Boston, not too far away from us.
Oh,
are
yeah.
coming too.
Is there like a rivalry with Boston, or is it just a good friendship with them?
I would say it feels more like a good friendship myself. I don't notice any rivalry.
Oh,
I've become
yeah.
good
So
friends.
when Jessie retired as co-leader, we had probably 15 or 20 people from the Boston November Project that came out to wish her well and do the
that's
last
good.
workout with us. So yeah, there's a NP group in Providence. There's one in Newport. There's one in Portland, Maine. And so yeah, we're all friends, and we'll trash talk once in a while.
Oh, that's what friends do. That's what they
Yeah.
do.
Only during Abvember.
Oh, talk about Abvember.
Abvember?
That's when it gets competitive.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear about Abvember.
Yeah, we're the 2024 Abvember champs. So every year they put out a spreadsheet where you can sign up for and have as many community members sign up as possible. And then every day you have to do a different exercise. So like first day would be 100 push-ups, and then 100 bicycle crunches, and then 100 sit-ups, and then a 10-minute plank. And then it just kind of like cycles through. And so you have to do it every day.
10 minutes straight?
No, you can break it up as much as you want. If you miss a day, you can go back and catch up, but it is awful when you usually it gets towards the end of the month around Thanksgiving, and, you have 4 or 5 days to catch up on.
Oh,
and
that's tough.
It's a lot.
That's awesome. Now, is that on the honor system there? Or do you have to film it and send it to somebody?
It's on the honor system,
good.
but so every day that you do that day's workout, you put it on the Google sheet, and then you'll get a point for your city. So you want to try to get as many people from your city to sign up and do it, and then you sort of encourage each other, like, hey, come on, you've missed 5 days, come on.
Oh, because you can see everybody's.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's brutal.
It's totally wide open. And right near the end of the month, I start getting these text messages from Greg. He's like, "Come on, do it. You can finish it up." And he's, encouraging me and supporting me, to do the things I want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
And so
supportive
one of the
language.
things that one of the rules of November is that you can make up a day, like you had to go to some family function, you couldn't do it. So you can make up days if you need to. And so it always happens that at 10 o'clock on November 30th, there are people you can see people doing their push-ups, and then they get their 1 point for the day. And so people are trying to fill in the end of the month.
That's fun. That stuff like that, though. That's what it's all about. I imagine you build community, you do stuff together, you work to try and beat all the other New England cities. So there's a little
world.
The
world.
Wait, you guys won the world?
Yeah.
We are the world champions for 2024.
Worcester, Mass, world champs. Okay,
That's right. Right.
I
So
remember
that's
too,
actually too
like,
good of a segue. I gotta claim it. I need to plug something I'm organizing
yes,
in July.
please do.
So in July 27th, I'm helping to organize the 2025 George Street Challenge in honor of Major Taylor. Major Taylor was the world champion in 1898, I think.
That's right.
1898. He was the cycling world champion. Absolutely amazing athlete. And his hometown, he was here in Worcester. And so every year we celebrate that and we honor him with the George Street Bike Challenge. It is a very short course, 500 feet up this impossibly steep hill, about an 18% grade on average. And, it's a pretty short little race, but one at a time, cyclists compete to go up this hill and measure themselves against the challenge. So come on out and look it up. You can find it on Bike Reg. We're accepting registrations, but I'd love to see more world champions in Worcester, not just November world champions.
I'll put all the information in the show notes in the description, everything
wonderful.
like that. So definitely, if you're in the Massachusetts area, New England area, hop out there. July 27th.
July 27th. It's a Sunday morning.
Oh, count me in. I got to make sure my bike has air in the tires, or that's going to be a tough climb.
I'll lend you my bike. You can take it.
All right. I like that. Any other things that like Abvember that I'm not aware of that I didn't even know to ask about?
Yeah, so on top of our normal Wednesday and Friday workouts, every once in a while we'll do a pop-up. So, for example, next Monday, we are doing a pop-up workout at 6:30 a.m. at UMass, and it's going to be organized by one of our members who goes to UMass, but with a former co-leader of Boston. So, excited to see what he's going to put together for us.
What UMass is that?
The medical school.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was Amherst or UMass Lowell or UMass wherever. So, okay.
Yeah, so this kind of goes in waves, but we're very lucky this year. We have several UMass medical students. They're into fitness, they're into health, and they brought a bunch of their other student colleagues. And so they're young, they're fun, and one of them said, "Hey, we'd like to do a pop-up at our school." And of course, we said yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's an awesome thing. So people can come to you and say, I've got an idea. Can we do this? And you'll either
we
say
almost
yeah
never
or
say
no.
no.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to mention about the November Project or any other shout outs? Seth, I know you have yours, but I didn't know if anybody else had anything they wanted to plug or share.
Well, I would just say Seth touched on this. If someone is unsure if they're a little nervous about coming, even if you are not coming to the workout with a friend who's a regular, two new people get together and try us out as a team. And, and just so a little moral support, and both of you can be new together. You can also, look us up on Facebook or Instagram. We also have Worcester at November-project.com is our email address. You can contact us there. We're happy to answer any questions. You can just come to a workout and say, "I'm not even sure I'm going to do it. I just want to see what it's all about."
If you show up to a workout, find, Greg or myself and, introduce yourself or reach out to us first so we know to, expect you, and we'll make sure that you feel welcome when you get there.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank all of you so much for taking the time. I didn't realize it was already 45 minutes into the show here. So the best place to reach you guys would either be on Instagram, November Project Worcester, I believe is what the handle is.
Yep.
And then I'll get the website. Is it just you Google November Project Worcester and that has its own site?
Yeah, you can. The easiest way is to just look up November-project.com, and then it has a whole list of cities.
Okay. All right. Did I see there's one in Hawaii? Or did I
There
make that up?
was years ago.
Ah.
Yeah. I think it was tough for them to keep going with and keep that critical mass going.
Oh, okay.
I think
So I
there's
was
still
going to
one
say
in
that'd be a great
Honolulu.
location.
I think it's still
Oh,
going.
okay, maybe I'm wrong.
It was on
We should go check it
Wikipedia,
out.
but I don't know if it's that should be the next road trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That would be awesome.
All right.
Oh, so
sorry.
so
go
one
ahead,
other thing,
Yep.
if someone listening wants to come out, bring water. Don't forget your water.
All right. Good to know. Water and some good running shoes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming. If you're listening on Spotify, please jump over to YouTube, the Health Movement Podcast. You can give a follow, like. If you have any questions, I know Greg and Heather get back to you really quickly. I was bugging Heather on, I think LinkedIn is where I found the November Project and you. Got right back to me and you were super encouraging to come on down and try it out. So honestly, it's worth it. It's definitely worth getting up early to go and do. I can't imagine anybody afterwards is like, oh, I regret doing that.
Nope. Never.
All right.
Well, Derek, thank you so much for having us on. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
thank
Well,
you.
we'll
Yeah,
set
we
it
look
up.
forward. We look forward to seeing you out there. For
I
Wednesday,
am coming
Wednesday
back down.
workout.
School is done. Our last day is June 16th. So maybe the 18th, that Wednesday, I can come down and get going. I'll give myself another couple weeks to make sure I'm good and healed.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys and thank everyone for listening.
Thank you.